We're going to continue talking about graphing polynomials, and now we're finally going to go over what's happening in the middle of these graphs. So we've talked about end behavior, now we need to figure out what's going on inside of the graph. For purposes of this class, the highest degree that we're going to see for each factor is going to be 3. So if your factor has an exponent of 1, the highest degree of that specific factor is 1, your line, your graph is just going to go straight through that point. For example, in this first one, we have x minus 3. We're going to set this factor equal to 0, x minus 3 equal to 0, and solve for x, so x is equal to 3. That means this graph is crossing the x-axis at 3. Since there's only an exponent of 1, it's just going to go straight through that point. In number 2, we have x plus 4 squared. We have this degree of 2. I'm still going to set the inside equal to 0. I'm not going to worry about the squared right now. Solving for x, I get negative 4. So at negative 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, there's a root. Now I'm going to worry about the squared. Since that's a 2, what we're going to do is bounce off of the graph. So we're going to get close to it and then bounce and go back in that same direction that we came from. On the last one, we have a triple root. We have a power of 3. So if I have x minus 1 equal to 0, then x is equal to 1. So at 1, there's another root. Since it's a triple root, I'm going to start getting close to that root. Then I'm going to start to flatline a little bit, and then I'm going to keep going back up. So what that looks like here might be like this, get really close to it, and then keep going up. It's not going to make a straight line through it like we did with a single root. It's going to get up, flatten a little bit, and then keep going. Now, things that might help you to recognize what type of root you have. If it's just a single root, we're going to keep that dot there for the where we're crossing the x-axis. If it's a double root, I suggest that you circle that root. So I know that means I'm going to bounce off of it. And if it's a triple root, we're going to put a triangle around it. So I know I need to get close to it and then keep going. Let's look at more examples. X plus 5. If I set that equal to 0, I get negative 5. So let's say 3, 4, 5. Here's negative 5. My power here is 1. So at that point, I'm just going straight through it. Number 5, I have x minus 2 equal to 0. So that means x is equal to 2. Since it's squared, I'm going to circle that root. That tells me I'm going to bounce off of it. Now we have x plus 4 cubed with a negative out front. X plus 4 equal to 0 gets me at negative 4. Since it's a triple root, I'm going to put a triangle around it, so I remember I'm going to get really close to it, go flatline a little bit, and then keep going in the opposite direction. Number 7, we have x plus 1 squared, so at negative 1, there's our root. Since it's squared, I'm going to put a circle so that I remember I need to bounce off of it and then keep going up. Here we have x minus 3 cubed, so at the root 3, I'm going to put that triangle. This means we're getting close to it, flattening out, and then going to keep going up. We have negative x plus 2 squared. So at negative 2, I'm going to circle it. That means I'm going to bounce off of that point. If it's negative x, x equal to 0 is the origin. And since it's since it's a power of 1, we're just going to go straight through it. And then again, x equal to 0. But this time, since it's the power of 3, I'm going to get up to it, flat line, and then keep on going.